Orohena, or here in French Polynesia. We are here, of course, today with the 65th, wow, 65, that's a good number, 65th edition of Grand Platypus Open, number 65. I am, of course, the host, Yaku of the Zaku, and with me today is La Chef Ejecutiva que come cuando te has ido, light like the metal, mold like the thing you put the metal in so it retains its shape. How we doing, Seal?
What?
Oh, wait. How we doing, Light?
What? Wait, what? Did your brain just melt down?
It's been a long night.
What is wrong with... What's up, Yaku? We are here, we are back, and mate, it's just not stopping. It's not stopping. The team kills, they just keep coming.
They're eating each other.
Oh no. Oh, my heart. It just can't take it anymore, Yaku. It just can't do it. The only worst thing would be if Oreo was waiting in the next round. Like...
If only.
If only. But mate, we're here.
Listen.
We just finished up a cause with ANZ Champ qualifiers, and now we're back with GPA.
Yeah, we are one after the other, but of course with very different players.
Mm-hmm. That there are.
One of them, of course, being the green Terran player spawning over here in the bottom left-hand corner map. He is coming down from Singapore, representing Malaysia as well as Australia, apparently. Representing the Cranky Ducklings, he is Aries.
Did you give him the Australian flag?
He asked for it.
God damn it, Yaku.
He asked for it.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, the actual Australian player. He is, of course, also representing the Cranky Ducklings, the Pink Protoss. It is StarDuck.
Aries, I don't want to say that this is something I do in TVP, but
is this something you do in TVP?
It totally is. Well, let's take a look-see here. So he is getting that react. Yep.
Oh,
He's actually going for the bunker. StarDuck, meanwhile, he's reciprocating in kind.
Yeah, so things are popping off. So we didn't really get to talk about it, but, you know, there are probably a lot of people in the chat who are like, Aries, who the hell is Aries, and why does he represent the Cranky Ducklings? Aries has been inactive for a couple of months now. It's been a long time since we've been able to cast him, but he's been around for a very long time. You know, he's got his Duckling jersey, like he's not an OG.
He's got two of them now.
He has two Duckling jerseys. This is true. But he is, of course, here. He lives in Singapore, you know, alongside Yaku. You know, they're basically neighbors. You know, it takes like 10 minutes to walk from one house to the other. Oh, God.
Our districts are like within, not necessarily walking distance, but it's just like one bus stop. And this, unfortunately, is not gonna get up this CC for a second. I forgot the name for that. The CC will not be getting up. I was gonna say that shouldn't matter too much, as Aries is gonna be doing a bit of an all-in, but immediately the proxy gets scouted. What does StarDuck have to defend here, though?
StarDuck has thrown down a bunch of gateways, has only one gateway at home, but Warp Gate is done, and two more gateways are about to finish up. The problem with what Aries is going for is that he's going for like a tank. He's proxying a tank, but he doesn't have any support, right? Like everything is stuck at home. He's kind of contained because of the Adepts, and StarDuck is coming back home.
Funnily enough, if the proxy that StarDuck is going for, I have to wonder if it might actually be better for Aries at the moment, anyway.
Yeah.
That sentry just passed by the.
It like perked in, and then it's like, nope. just gonna back on off. The problem is that StarDuck's like proxy isn't committed. It's like a reinforcement point, you know, like to be aggressive. Yeah. But because StarDuck scouted this, like he's chilling here at home. He's just waiting for the tanks.
Yeah, he's just waiting to get his defenses up and running. He's got a good amount of charges right now, and Aries doesn't have too many Marines here. It's definitely a lot more that StarDuck can do here. And just like so, even if the tanks were sieged up, there is just way too many charges on the ground. StarDuck doubling the army supply of Aries at the moment. Lift, puppy! GG is called immediately. StarDuck didn't even need to use his own proxy.
He did not. GG gets called. Honestly, yo, Ares was flexing a little bit with his micro, you know, saving his tanks. I was really impressed. Unfortunately, because his production was out there, like unlike StarDuck, Ares had to commit to the attack. Like he was like he wasn't gonna like lift up and float his production back home or anything.
Yeah, once you do this, you are committed. You get up to 2 bases at most. A third base, if you try to get that, you need to get some stuff checked out in the brain area.
Ah, God. And on top of that, like, he was
that's not something sane people do, yeah.
Exactly.
When they go for this build.
Not at all. And, like, he was even more all in because, like, you know, his CC wasn't even finished, right? It was delayed for so long. And,
Well, I guess we found out what the... I guess not necessarily a good counter for this is. I have to wonder, because Ares actually went for the bunker over there, which is, you know, something that you can sort of do here as a Terran player, but I'm not completely convinced of that. Obviously, it doesn't cut into too much. You're waiting for your buildings to finish up regardless, but I don't know. I think it might just be better to pump out the reactor as quickly as you can.
Yeah, it's possible. So regardless, like, Claire was in a really rough position, being scattered the way it was crazy because like StarDuck wasn't even looking for the proxy. Like the probe just happened to walk by the proxy and it's like, oh, hey, that's odd. Just happened to spot everything.
That he definitely did. Oh, did Ares change his mind now?
I'd rather not confuse people.
Look, it's up to them who they wanna what they wanna represent. Oh.
God damn it. Meanwhile, as we set up for game number 2, thank you so much, some drunk Canadian. Not just some drunk Canadian, for the raid. I hope you had a good time casting Brawlers Club, the first edition of Brawlers Club. I was actually shooting into a little bit of that. I believe there was Armani versus Björn, I think they were playing. So yeah, I hope you had a good cast. Thank you for the raid.
Much appreciated over here. Some drunk Canadian, always more than welcome around these parts. He was, I think, best known. That's totally a lie. He's best known for a lot of different things, but most relevant is the main sponsor for WC Weekly for a while.
Yeah. When it comes to his influence in the region of Southeast Asia and Oceania, he did support and help fund a lot of the WC Weeklies. A massive shout out to some drunk Canadian. SDC.
In addition to SDC. In addition to a lot of his other stuff that his other projects in NA, obviously. Give them a little bit of a look. And speaking of looks, we're gonna be over here looking at the top right hand corner of the map, spinning all the way to the top right hand corner of 2000's atmosphere. We have the green Terran player coming down from the land of Malaysia as well as Singapore, and also representing Australia, because why not? He is happy about his opponent. Look at that decal. He is going to be representing Cranky Ducklings. He is a body double. He is Ares.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the Australian Protoss. He is no longer pink, he is instead red, representing the Cranky Ducklings, hailing from the land of Australia. It is StarDuck.
No, I was going to say the freshest pickup for the Cranky Ducklings here, but I think he was actually slightly before Oreo.
Yeah, he was born like an hour apart.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like how you have twins, right? One of them comes out first, so they become the heir.
Yeah. That's actually exactly how it works.
That's why StarDuck is now our official spokesperson.
I don't think that's true.
Nothing to do with the duck. Or mascot? Question mark?
God damn it.
He's something or another. Look at that name and look at that Stargate.
This is dirty, but yo, Ares scouts with his Reaper. He spots the proxy before it finishes. He does see the pylon. Oh god, the shoe battery is still on the way. He does actually go for the probe. Nicely done.
that probe is going to be making too many more shield batteries, but here comes the trickier part, I would imagine. Like, defending against the... I imagine it's got to be Void Rays coming out from here. StarDuck may have been experimenting a little bit, but I am not convinced this is anything better than going for Void Rays at this point. There we go. And Ares really doesn't have much to defend over here. His factory is only now about 3/4 done.
Yeah, unfortunately his factory was delayed. He was going for a faster CC instead, and the CC was forced to be cancelled because of this Zealot. Oh my god, the Reaper is trying to micro it against the Zealot, but the Adept is going to show up as well.
It lives!
It lives, but for how much longer? Oh, he actually gets to the other side.
Does manage to get back to the other side. Doesn't get into the bunker. It does. But what is it going to do from there? Ares scrambling to get that tech lab out. He needs the Cyclone more than anything. The SCV isn't going to repair in time.
No, it will not. The Zealot actually went down, and it looks like so will the Adept. So he was able to, you know, take down some of those units. Can he get the repair off in time? Can he save the bunker?
Marines! He does get them into the bunker in time. He's actually really hard supply capped. That other supply depot is a long way coming, and man, these shield batteries.
They're just keeping this Void Ray alive. But the important part is that Cyclone, as you were saying. The starport is on the way as well for a Viking, but the problem is now there are 2 Void Rays.
There are, and Ares is gonna have to play catch up so hard. Cyclone and Viking, they can take out the Void Ray with enough micro, but it's always a lot trickier to do.
Definitely. I mean, thankfully, it looks like the Cyclone will be able to come out. You know, the Void Rays are being a little bit cheeky. We're focusing on the tech lab a little bit, but the Cyclone did finish up.
It doesn't even get the lock-on in. Lock-on got cancelled.
Oh. And now there are 3 Void Rays. Yo, this bunker's dead, mate. It's gone.
Dead. DED dead. And I feel for Ares over here. You want to put your bunker close to the ramp because there are ground units coming up, but then you're actually too far away from the mineral line, so it takes a while to repair. And 3 Void Rays, that's pretty dang good if I do say so myself. StarDuck continuing to reinforce with what other units he can get. He knows that eventually the Void Rays are going to get countered if he lets this go on for too much longer, but not long enough for Ares. GG is called. And StarDuck, already his initiation to Cranky Ducklings has passed. He has beaten Ares at least once.
That he has. GG, well played. StarDuck did take down Ares, unfortunately in a team kill, and we alluded to it earlier. I'm sure there are people tuning in now who weren't here earlier today. We did cost the ANZ Champs qualifiers. Obviously, as StarDuck is from the ANZ region, he did play in it, and he faced Oreo in the first round.
Which is why Kuro decided for the Grand Platypus Open, you know what? Let's have another team kill.
I don't know if she decided that, but that's what
she totally did.
She signed off on it. Is the better thing. She saw it and she's like, yes, this is happening.